The journey to 2019 is not as far as it was some days ago. The search for a formidable opposition that can take on the ruling party has long started as well. The People's Democratic Party, obviously because of his stature, has been pulling some weight. Events of the past days have also shown that the party means business. Having said that, there are other political parties in the country with aspirants making efforts to create an upset in the political scene. These parties and their members believe both the APC and the PDP have failed and are the same of the same. Here at Channels Television, we have made it our responsibility to provide a platform for everyone irrespective of their party affiliations. Today on the program, I have Ayodele Elijadu. He has featured in many Nollywood movies. He's a writer, producer, and director. But that is not why he's here. Don't also forget that he is a renowned journalist, a former editor. He's here because he has declared to run for office of the president under the platform of Kowa Party. Joining me tonight is Ayodele Elijadu, an aspirant for the presidential seat under the platform of Kowa Party. Thank you so much, Mr. Elijadu, for your time on the program.
Thank you very much, Sean, for having me here.
You have said at some point that you dislike politics and politicians.
Yeah.
If you want to run for the presidential race, isn't that politics? Are you not going to be a politician then?
Yes, I did say, I've always said that I disliked politics for good reason. Having lived a good portion of my life here in Nigeria, and having seen how politics have been played, how politicians, have played, their kind of politics to the detriment, of the good of this country, to the detriment of progress and development, which is desirable by the largest majority. I mean, it's enough to make anyone, feel very depressed. So for a long time, I was never interested in politics. Neither did I have any liking.
So what gives you the interest now?
Now, having seen what has been happening, especially in the past 3 years or so of this administration, and particularly in the past 2 years plus, I believe everyone is aware of the serious insecurity that has pervaded the national landscape, especially when you think about all the killings that has been happening in the past 1.5 years. Those were the major motivation for me to say that, good people should no longer, keep quiet, and stand still and watch while the evil people continue, to take the center stage in the governance of this country, particularly when such misgovernance, leads to daily loss of lives. And those who are responsible for it, fail to take responsibility.
You may have cut your teeth in journalism.
Well, I'm sorry. Let me quickly correct you. Ayodele Elijadu, who was a journalist and editor of the former Daily Times, was my uncle.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yes.
Oh, so you cut your teeth in acting and a lot of people
theater,
know you. Yeah. So in that regard, a lot of people will think, wait a minute, we know this man on television.
Yeah.
We've seen him on television. That's a bit different from the kind of leadership that a lot of people are talking in the mainstream of Nigeria's politics. So do you think you have the experience that it takes to be Nigeria's president?
Thank you. I think the operative word in your question is leadership. I believe that what has been the bane, of this country has been the lack of good leadership, and if you remove good leadership out of governance, then you are giving the country out to the dogs, because governance is about service, and service is coordinated by leadership. Leadership, that has vision, leadership that has empathy towards people.
And so you have those qualities?
Oh, yes, I believe I have it in large doses.
I mean, because the question a lot of people will be asking you, a lot of Nigerians who are watching you right now, is that where did you get all of those experience? Have you got the experience to want to be Nigeria's #1 man?
No, I don't believe that experience in that direction that you're talking about is what good leadership is all about. Because we've seen quite a number of people who claim, including the incumbent president, who amongst his resume claims to have had large doses of experience, starting from the time that he was a head of government under the military, to when he was a minister, the chairman of the PDF, and when he was governor several times, when he was in the military, large doses of experience. But what do we have right now?
You think no credit to the government of the day?
No, his experience has not.
Whatever they are doing in economy, in security?
What security?
No, there's a question.
I'm saying that it has not been brought to bear.
So your party can do better?
Oh, we can do better. In fact, I believe there are a lot, because we continue to get this narrative, this unfortunate narrative in Nigeria today, that after President Buhari, what other alternative do we have? I think that kind of narrative...
Are you the alternative?
I am one of the alternatives. I believe I'm one of the alternatives.
Does your party, Kowa Party, has the structure to win a presidential election in Nigeria?
Right now, unfortunately, Kowa Party does not have the requisite structure to dislodge this present government.
So why are you running on the Kowa Party?
Good question. First of all, I looked at the composition of those who make up the who and who in the Kowa Party, and I found that these people are, nationalists. When you want to think about their flair, their passion for governance and for the goodness of. So that on one side. But again, we are realists in Kowa Party. We recognize that not only Kowa Party, several other political parties do not have the requisite structure, to dislodge this present government. So, and in the wisdom that these times demand, we have decided that for this present government to be dislodged, because I believe that is the desire of the vast majority of Nigerians, we need to come, into synergy with like-minded people.
So are you in tune with the coalition that the PDP is having with some 30 other political parties?
First of all, I want to, because you mentioned PDP, but there's a wrong narrative that has been put out there that the coalition that we're talking about now, the CUPP, is a PDP-led coalition. No, the coalition has been talking. Members of the coalition have been talking for months.
Is Kowa Party part of the coalition?
Yes, Kowa Party is part of that coalition right now.
But your party has criticized PDP and APC, saying that they are like parties.
Oh, yes.
And it's interesting now that you are joining forces with the PDP.
Now, within each party, within each political party in Nigeria, you have good people, you have bad people. You cannot take a brush and paint all as evil. There will be good people inside. So it's the good elements who also have seen that allowing this nation to continue to be run and headed by the incumbent president and those he surrounds himself with could lead this nation.
So your plan on the coalition is just to get the APC government out of place?
The APC government, and particularly this present head of government, who has failed in his constitutional duty.
So if you become president, what would you do differently?
First of all, in the area of security, as far back as March this year, I brought out a paper detailing how this, especially the herdsmen issue, should be solved. Now, there are about 3, 4, 5 angles to solving this for me. The first thing I will do is to, first of all, remove all the heads of our national security because they have failed woefully in the assignment. They have failed to put an end to the carnage. That is number one. Number two, I would immediately declare the military wing of the Fulani Herdsmen a terrorist organization, because that one will send an immediate message across to them.
Well, I wish we have all the time to talk about some of their programs, but I guess at some point we will still bring you back on the program. It's a pleasure talking to you,
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, Mr. Yolijado, presidential aspirant of the COWA party, talking to us there.